Liverpool and Manchester United is playing, you don't know if they are putting on Manchester United jersey.
No, they people
They should before
every game. They even write out their names.
I'm just doing that as just to bring in the context. You don't know if these guys are supporters of these clubs.
So clubs, okay.
So what exactly is the guarantee that we're saying? Okay, yes, you know everybody has a club that they are supporting. So imagine putting Timmy in VR when Chelsea is playing.
No. See, let me just correct that before it boils over. No, I want to correct it.
Let him finish.
I'm coming. First of all, the places that are placed in VAR rooms are actually refs. Yeah, they don't pick people randomly. From the street, randomly. They're actually referees, and every single referee in the world supports a particular club. But you're a professional. Just like if I'm a military man now, and the person that's coming against me now in a war, I'll not say because it's my brother. I'm fighting for this side against that side. So that at that particular point, professionalism comes in. Bottom line is that they are all refs, and before every match in Spain and even in England,
their names are shown. They show us their faces well. So go on with your point.
No, I always say something. When you want to determine how good something is, everything has its bad side and its good side. When VAR was introduced, I talked about how we've got to wait. We got to wait to know how much of a success it's going to be.
Okay.
Weigh it, the bad side against the good side, see which one overcomes, and that's how you know if something is actually successful. I think looking at the number of right calls,
okay,
that's the truth. The number of right calls in total that VAR has made for all 20 clubs in the Premier League, I would think they have slightly succeeded, but they can do a lot better. VAR is completely different. Sometimes I wonder if there's a VAR 2.0 or something that is being used in Spain, in Italy. These guys do it better. They operate they operate. I mean, the entire system is a lot better, and it is just down to one thing Timmy said: the pitch side monitor. Okay. The referee going now. Let's know that we are going to hold the referee, the main referee, accountable for every decision. Eventually,
in football, the center referee is supposed to be the decision maker, the final exactly.
Now, even with VAR, and then they decide we can't hold him accountable. So okay, it's VAR that gave the decision, and he said yes. But when he looks at it, and you can see that obviously this is offside or it is not offside, and he is seeing it. We are seeing him see the video. We can now come out and say, okay, that referee made a very wrong call. Okay. But we really cannot blame the referees in this point in time. We shake a lot that eventually the referee's final decision. But imagine how it's going to be. I remember there was one particular match where VAR said it was. I'm trying to remember that game. It was in the Premier League. VAR gave a different, and the referee gave a different rule eventually. Yeah. And it caused so much controversies. Football pundits were coming out. Why did the referee? So why exactly is the need of VAR? So to avoid those situations, let these referees just consult the pitch side monitor for major incidents. Maybe not everything, but incidents that are leading to go. In fact, VAR is basically for major incidents. So I think the referees should really just consult the monitor. It will help solve a lot of things. And then there should be some leniency. That's the way I can put it. I mean, you hear something like his knee was offside. It makes no sense to me.
Was offside.
Was offside.
It makes no sense to me. Those really close decisions that then you view it through one particular angle and you're saying, okay, obviously it's not offside. Then the next thing they will bring out one camera angle.
Do not bring that line.
Position, do the line somehow. You will not see that one thing is offside. Maybe one finger. It was set up one finger. The finger was offside. I think those kind of decisions should be overruled. Come on.
Okay, but then I before I go with this question, on a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate how well or badly has VAR worked? A 6 in English Premier League,
or maybe a 5.
Okay,
you're not sure. Tumbo.
Okay, now Priye, let's say this. I'm worried about the consistency of how VAR is used. In the game involving Manchester City and Tottenham, there was a call that fans called for a red card when Raheem Sterling actually stamped on Dele Alli, Tottenham player. It was the same incident that got Aubameyang a red card in the game. I can't remember exact game, but he got a red card in that particular game. Should we say the consistency? Against Bournemouth, exactly. Should we be worried about the consistency in the English Premier League concerning VAR? Looking at that, if they give a certain call today, the same event in the next match, they wouldn't want to. Should we worry about the consistency?
Yeah, definitely. We should worry about the consistency, but it still depends on the referee. Even when there was no VAR, we see human emotions will always play. We remember that, and some referee will call some penalty decision. They will actually call it a penalty, while others will say no, they will lenient to it. So I think it has to do with individuals. Then for the VAR, I think the cricket and rugby started it a long time ago, before football actually adopted it. Yeah. So the issue is about transparency. Transparency is key. Like a typical example, they made mention of we hearing the conversation of the center referee and the VR guys. And Timmy said he doesn't actually buy the idea. But for me, I buy the idea. Let us hear what they are saying, so that we actually know, we can actually trace the VAR guy that's actually doing that, because we have 3 guys monitoring the.
You tracing me? Want to kill him?
No, you know the guy.
Like you tracing me? Like
no, not tracing. Like
we know the center referee makes it bad call. Like why don't want to trace him?
We want to know the VAR guy, so we know which one is actually expert.
Which would you prefer? I mean, which would you prefer? The referee review area, that's the side monitor, or hearing the conversation without you seeing what they're actually looking at, just hearing the conversation between the center referee and the referees in the VAR?
I think it should be both.
Okay.
Because when a very serious, because I think VAR is basically strong decisions, a controversial decision, and something that could lead to a goal or possibly a red card. So if such a decision is being made, he's communicating with the VR guys and it's rushing down to the pitch side and monitor. Definitely we should listen to everything. Let it be transparent. Transparency is quite key when it comes to this kind of things. So for me, in the scale of 0 to 10, I would say the Premier League VR, I'll score them below below average. Basically, it should be like 3, because they didn't do because I've seen so many contrary decisions.
No, but
the standard is quite
you
poor.
You want to say that they've also made quite some right decisions.
If you compare it to a World Cup and the Confederation Cup, which they actually just introduced, you will say this is quite.
If you ask me what I think now, but don't ask me. I don't want to answer.
We know you are VR, but you are anti-VR.
I don't know what you are saying. But then so many of our listeners have been asking how the Premier League winter break works. So we are going to be running everything out for you today, so you understand how and when and how is going to work and then when it's going to end. So let's start. The Premier League has confirmed it will introduce a winter break from 2019-2020. Here we set out exactly how it will fit into the English Premier League calendar. Now the question is, when will the first winter break be? Starts today. The first winter break, or mid-season player break, as the Premier League is calling it, will take place between February 8th and February 22nd, which starts today. But to satisfy the demands of TV companies, it is a split break. Premier League football will not actually stop. Essentially, one full round of Premier League games is split in half and played over 2 weekends. That means one half of the Premier League will take 2 weeks off. Then the other half will do the same, but with an overlap. This means there are no blank weekends for broadcasting. In fact, all 10 Premier League games will be shown live on TV, like we are seeing few games right now. So which Premier League game will be affected? This round of games will be split with 4 games on the weekend of February 8th, which is today, and the other 6 the following weekend. So today we have Everton taking on Crystal Palace, and that is already Everton already 1 goal up. They are in halftime, so when the second half comes, we'll be giving you updates for that particular game. Brighton will take on Watford later on today, and tomorrow, which is Sunday the 9th of February, Sheffield United will host Bournemouth. Manchester City will play West Ham United. And on Friday, the 14th of February 2020, Wolves will do battle with Leicester City. On Saturday, February 15th, Southampton will do battle with Burnley, while Norwich will take on Liverpool. On Sunday, the 16th of February, Aston Villa will host Tottenham, and Arsenal will play host to Newcastle United. And on Monday, February 17th, 2020, Chelsea will be hosting Manchester United. Now, how long would the break be? All clubs are set to be guaranteed a minimum of 13 days between games, which would mirror the system in Italy and Spain. However, some, such as Chelsea and Manchester United, will get 16 days because clubs require a minimum of 13 days. All teams playing in European competition in the week of February 18 to 20 had to take their break on the weekend of February 8th. So what does this mean for the FA Cup? Because FA Cup matches are supposed to be played during this weekend as well. But traditionally, the FA Cup 5th round would have been played on the weekend of February 15th. Instead, it will now be played in the midweek of March 4th. The rest week between the opening knockout matches of the Champions League and the Europa League. Replays have been scrapped. Now, this is what many persons have been clamoring for. Replays have been scrapped from the 5th round onwards. We're already in the 5th round. So there are going to be no replays, and any drawn ties will go to extra time and penalties. So the packed festive schedule will remain. That is our normal Christmas, New Year plays. Yes, it is far too popular among fans and broadcasters. Even managers such as former Arsenal boss Arsene Wenger have admitted that the schedule through Christmas and the New Year is an important part of English football. A full program of games will be played around December 21st, December 26th, December 28th, and January 1st. Now, when can Liverpool win the league? Okay. Because my persons have been asking all these questions. Liverpool, they are already 22 points ahead of their rivals, Manchester City. So now let's know how and when they are going to be winning the league. Liverpool are marching towards a first league title in 30 years, an incredible 22 points clear, the biggest lead in the top flight history, with only 39 games left to play for. 39 points rather left to play for. But when will they be confirmed as Premier League champions, and who might have to give them the guard of honor? Here we'll take a look through the possibilities. So now, when is Liverpool guaranteed to have won the title? They are 22 points clear with 39 available. So Liverpool need 18 points from 13 games, and the quickest way to do that is with 6 victories. Liverpool will play Norwich, West Ham United, Watford, Burnley, Everton, Crystal Palace, and that's in their next 6 matches. If both Liverpool and Manchester City win all their upcoming fixtures, then the Reds will be champions on March 21st against Crystal Palace. The guard of honor would then come at reigning champions Manchester City in the first round of games in April. However, March 21st is reserved for FA Cup quarter-final ties. So the Palace game may be postponed due to a later date. If that is the case, Liverpool's 6th game would come at the Etihad, and they could win the title with a draw at Man City. Then the guard of honor would come at home to Aston Villa. When is the earliest Liverpool can be champions? If Liverpool keep winning, then the earliest the title could mathematically be confirmed is at home to Bournemouth on March 7th. Manchester City would need to drop 6 points over the same period, and Leicester 4. Manchester City are Liverpool's nearest challengers. Their fixture list is West Ham, Leicester, Carabao Cup final against Manchester United, and Burnley. Leicester are in 3rd with only 4 points behind Liverpool. They take on Wolves, Manchester City, Norwich, Aston Villa, and Watford. If this were the case, Everton would have to give them the guard of honor at Goodison Park on March 16th. How can Liverpool win the title at Everton? Liverpool's fixture list over the next month does not pit them against any of the Premier League's top team. So it is very possible Liverpool will take maximum points from this set of fixtures. If Liverpool win their next 4 matches going into the game at Goodison, they would need Manchester City to drop a minimum of 3 points. If Manchester City loses at Leicester, then Liverpool would need Leicester to drop points elsewhere. If Liverpool does win the title at Goodison, they would get a guard of honor from Crystal Palace on March 21st. Or if that game is postponed due to the FA Cup quarterfinals, it rolls over to the Etihad. So all these things I have spoken, all this English I have read, it means they might be winning the league in Crystal Palace ground, that is the Selhurst Park, or Goodison Park, Everton, or at Manchester City, the Etihad Stadium. So guys, let me ask you to please think about it. Who holds the record for the earliest win, a title win in the English Premier League? Who holds the record for the earliest title win in the English Premier League? Should I just escape that so that you guys will think about it? I think
it'll be Chelsea now. 2004, 2005 season.
Nah, wrong. Victor?
It's Man City.
No, it's not Man City.
Oh, come on, guys. Come on. You know this.
What I just said.
It's not Chelsea. Actually, two persons did same thing, but in different times.
I can't just say it.
If I say it, what's the fun?
Of course, we'll try. I was actually thinking it's Chelsea the earliest. I think it was.
All right, let's the callers call to tell us that maybe they might remember who those clubs are to have done it to win the title as early as possible.
I want to say something about that episode you just read. Like,
yeah, right. That's really episode.
Yeah.
All right, go on with this.
The Premiership would copy all the wrong things from Europe. Then all the right things from European League, they will seem to look the other way. Now, Europe, the entire European League, top 5, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, they are getting the VAR almost spot on. England, they are messing up things left, right, morning, afternoon, night, middle, every time. Now what have they decided to do? The brand, the thing that made them, funny enough, they decided not to touch. It's Klopp and Iwala. If I catch them. Now, Klopp started this year. Every coach comes to talk about it. Every foreign coach comes. Remember, Zinedine Zidane, primary reason of not coming to the EPL, he said he didn't want to sacrifice his Christmas. That festive period, even if he's a Muslim, that festive period, he actually doesn't want to sacrifice it. I love players that's their primary reason why they've not come to England. Okay. But that's the main selling point of the EPL, that festive period. Now, I can boldly tell you here that their 2 weeks February stuff, it will not last over 2 seasons. Why am I saying this? Today is an EPL match. Today's EPL is an EPL week. And people are actually watching weekend. Sorry, people are actually watching matches now. Yeah. If they don't sell their rights to the EPL in bulk, which goes throughout the 380 games or thereabout, if they don't actually do that, if they were doing pay-per-view, then they will understand that the rest of the world, number of persons that will actually pay to watch Everton, Crystal Palace, then the next match by kicking off by 6:30, it will be almost 70% short of the normal people that will pay for the right to see a complete full EPL weekend. Okay. Take Man City West Ham tomorrow. Ask people on the street, ask EPL normal conk followers, how many persons got to see the game today? How many persons got to see the EPL games of the whole of today? The one of tomorrow, just tell you that most people will get to see West Ham against Man City. The rest would not give a hoot about any other thing. If they were doing pay-per-view, it would have been clear for them to see that the rest of the world will not be interested. The only time people will be interested, like if there's a Clasico or the big match, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man U, this. Apart from that, people will just switch off. I knew it was today, but I saw Crystal Palace, I saw like, what, are they serious? It's way of the branding. If you want to cut it, if you want to give a break, go all out and give a 2-week break. Let's know that players have gone on a 2-week break. Or make it 1 weekend. They play today, this following weekend they don't play. So players can take 4-5 days off and come back and do their thing. Okay. If you want to give a break, but this staggered something would not work. And trust me, 2 years from now they'll revert.
All right, let's go to the phone line and see if we can get an answer from any of our listeners. Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Spotlight.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you calling us from?
I'm Manulu Benekachi, calling you from Port Harcourt.
All right, go on.
I think that record is Manchester United.
And?
That was 2000/2001.
Okay, you got partial, right? It's 2 clubs actually hold that record, but yeah, Manchester United did that in 2000 and 2001.
Okay.
With 5 games to spare.
I only have the 5 games to go.
I don't go browse. All
right, thank you. You got it down, man. They don't even know you. You got it. Please call us and tell us the other person who did that record with Manchester United. Let us know. But then again, if Liverpool does it this time around, they will be the one to summon that record with 8 games to spare. Hello, good afternoon. Today's Sports Live.
Hello, how you doing?
Good afternoon to you. Your name, where you calling us from?
Beautiful.
Or we can hardly hear you.
I'm calling from MNS Passpania.
Okay. Go on with your thought. Actually, as you were calling Crystal Palace just equalized.
Beautiful.
Christian Benteke. Go on.
Okay, yeah, Arsenal. Manchester United.
Nah, not Arsenal, Manchester United.
Arsenal when?
Yes.
Not Arsenal.
Before the Pope died. After the Pope died.
Not Arsenal.
It's not Arsenal?
No, not Arsenal. All right, thank you. Hello, good afternoon. Today's Sports Live.
Yes. I bring you greetings once more from all my brothers.
We answer your greetings here in the studio.
First of all, to the guys, can anyone confirm that this is the most controversial EPL season ever in the history of English football?
Absolutely 100% correct.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. So, to me, my brother, believe you me, I must tell you that we need to wait for the findings of that university that is still studying the EPL table and VAR decisions to come up. Because if our memory serves us right, Liverpool was topping that league with 6 points, including this one that they win. They are also reviewing it because of that Danny Ings penal. They are still with this one that they just won. So it will now be 9 points. So I don't know where they purportedly bring up 22 points as alleged.
As alleged, I like that phrase.
As alleged that they are stopping, they purportedly run away leaders and 22 alleged points that they've gotten. So I will need to wait and see if this league will really end, because so many persons are trying out, and I think FM might just listen to the voice of reasoning to stop this league, and we all start afresh.
And then the FPFL, what do you mean?
Outside is too much. The outside. How come? Do you know that the MPFL now, in the past 3 weeks, 3 persons have fought the league? The MPFL currently is more interesting than EPL.
Who carried out that survey?
I can take you on. Yes. So let's all wait. I don't think this league will end. That's for me though, because there are so many things that need to be ratified about this most controversial EPL season ever.
Okay.
My fingers are crossed.
Okay.
Put that super glue.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Obina. All right, thank you so much. You can keep your calls coming through text message portal or WhatsApp messages 0701-933-9962 and 0817-000951 and 0810-951-0951 to our message portal.
Yes, to the text. So the WhatsApp portal we go where we have one message. It says VAR has killed the fun attached to football. A situation where fans will have to wait for VAR decision before they celebrate a goal is like waiting for a Supreme Court to rule a judge concluded elected before the winner celebrates. That notwithstanding, the upside of VAR is that it has eliminated short practices of players and will continue to do. The referee should be allowed to watch the VAR machine and take his decision and not otherwise. He should be held responsible for any foul decision by him. The responsibility of those in the studio should be to call the referee to go and see the VAR and not to take the decision. My rating for VAR is 4/10. That's from Anobi Onyekachi. Meanwhile, in the text message portal, we do have some messages coming through. Chimobi says, tell FIFA president that African national teams have not developed to the point or to the level where our Nations Cup is to be played every 4 years. $1 billion for Africa. Really? If I may ask, how much did Tottenham use to build their stadium? Tell your FIFA president to go and also CONCACAF and CONMEBOL, which also play every 2 years. He went for that to say 6 small wins and we are done. Then he also sent another message saying, please, if I may ask, the year Mikel Obi won the Nations Cup and finished second best player in Africa, what did they use to rate them then? He's just sad that a Liverpool player won it. Just 6 wins and we are done.
All right. Let's go back to the phone lines. You can keep your calls coming through before we head to Spain. Keep your calls coming through so we can actually get your thoughts on the show. Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
Yeah, hello.
Good afternoon to you. Anywhere where you're calling us from?
Yeah, my name is Moses. I'm calling from Bogota.
All right, Moses, share your thoughts with us.
Yeah, I believe that in the EPL, they should just remove the VRO. We don't want the VRO again. They should just...
Who is the we?
Oh, go on. You are part of the survey in Nigeria here, so go on.
No, in this Liverpool couldn't beat Napoli woman and win the Champions League. But anyway, I don't think Guardiola. No, Napoli will be moving to Newcastle. You will be moving to Sheffield United. Guardiola will be replacing the Brazil.
Losing game to Man United.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your thought. You know, so many persons don't even like this VAR, actually. So bringing it to the English Premier League, where that people really do watch here in the part of the country, it speaks a lot. They should have come and carry this survey in Nigeria so that we know. So you should keep your thoughts coming through. Call us on any of our phone lines, 0817-000951 and 081095100951. Back to the phone lines. Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Line.
Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon to you.
Oh, sorry.
All right, Olamide, your thoughts on the show?
I support the VAR.
Okay.
I support the VAR. Let the VAR remain.
Okay.
They want to leave it.
Okay.
I want to ask a question. What is the long tennis? Are they through with it?
The what?
The long tennis.
Yes, Australian Open. Yes, it's been done since last weekend. Yes.
Who won it?
Men's and the men's category, Novak Djokovic won his 8th.
Category.
Yes, Novak Djokovic.
Was he the one that promised that any money that he got on the
No, that was Alexander Zverev.
Okay, the person didn't want the thing.
No, he did not.
In the semi-final.
In the semi-final. All right, thank you so much. Keep your thoughts coming through so we can get your thoughts on the show. Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
Hello, Karen.
Yes, Faith. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. I don't really get wrong with the VAR.
Okay.
Where I have issues is the fact that they're not putting the screen that the stadium for everyone to see. Instead, the referee will have to put the VAR stand and then get their suggestion.
Okay.
I think that's what makes the whole thing look controversial.
Okay.
But they put it and then they make the whole thing open. I think everybody will be able to judge. And then it's been well in other league like
Spain, yeah.
Yes. So I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it here. Just the way they're handling it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Faith. Let's go back to answer other calls. Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
Good afternoon. My name is Russell, coming from Port Harcourt.
All right. Go on with your thoughts.
Everybody is carrying foul. It's Liverpool. Assuming it's another club that is on top now. People will not be complaining of VR.
Okay.
Even the man from Oras, why is complaining?
You should just share your thoughts with us without calling names. He hasn't called anybody's name, so we just give your opinion and then drop it.
The man from Oras, why is carrying foul? Because it's Liverpool on top.
Okay.
So I don't blame you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. While we're taking your calls, Everton, they have taken the lead again. They are leading Crystal Palace 2 goals to 1 goal from Richarlison. It was just brilliant. If you're not watching this game, you should go watch it. It's quite exciting. Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live. Hello?
My name is Antoyuba.
Okay. Go on with your thoughts.
Yeah. What is the last caller's name?
I can't remember. What do you want to do?
You don't know anything about.
No.
Okay. That's all we are going to be taking from you. Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
Good afternoon. My name is Collins. I'm calling back again.
All right, Collins. Have your thoughts on the show again.
There's something I noticed about this actually. At least some of the games that made the right calls, and he has made the wrong calls. Like in England especially. Because that's our case story now.
Okay.
In England, it seems like there are some teams that favors.
Okay.
There are some teams that don't favor.
Okay.
And I remember in the World Cup when Nigeria was playing against, I think,
Argentina.
Most times when the referee goes to look at VAR, there's a decision he makes. But when he goes to Nigeria's turn, the referee wants to look at the VAR. He made a different decision.
Okay.
So I feel like there's some teams this VAR favors actually.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully this is a VAR favor Liverpool much.
Okay.
That's my own thing.
All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts. We give you time to come share your opinions here. We don't want you to insult anybody. It's just for you to air your opinion. If you think that person's opinion is not to your standard or to what you think, you should drop yours with facts and then we move on without insulting anybody. Hello, good afternoon. Today's Sports Live.
Thank you. Let me drop it with fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
A Liverpool legend has complained about Liverpool. Has complained about VAR.
Okay.
Gallagher has complained about VAR. Michael Owen has complained about VAR. McManaman has complained about VAR. These are all Liverpool legends.
Okay.
But they have played this football, and they are also agreed with me. They've also agreed with me that this league is full of controversy and is not supposed to be so.
Okay.
98% of people that are in support of VAR, go check them out. They have really assured us that they are not working alone, and we know that they are not working alone.
All right, Obina.
Other teams are playing against principality and power.
Okay, Thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon to you. Okay, we lost that call. You can keep your calls coming through. You see why I don't like bringing Liverpool topic whenever we are here on Saturdays? Because people will bring their diverse opinions and all that. You said you're confused with the, we have analysts from the UK, from Spain and Italy. They're even confused right now when we're talking about Liverpool and VAR. Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where are you calling us from?
George from Okrika.
All right, George. Have your take on the show.
Please, is Man U playing this weekend?
No, they're not.
Next week, Monday.
Next Monday, 17th.
On the 17th,
against Chelsea.
Wow, it's not like going to play.
Until then.
We don't know until then.
Okay, I really wish to see him.
All right.
Play.
Okay.
I really wish to. All right. Hello.
All right, thank you so much. And with that, let's go talk matters in Spain. Thank God we have a representative here to tell us exactly what is going on in Barcelona. But then, Lionel Messi intends to stay at Barcelona despite this week's public row with sporting director Eric Abidal. Sources close to the 32-year-old have assured that he is not thinking of leaving the Nou Camp this summer and remains determined to see out his contract at the very least. Mercy's deal run until 2021 and he is open to discussing an extension, although the forward is in no rush and would prefer to do so on a rolling year-by-year basis. Barcelona, however, would want to talk about another multi-year deal and hope to sit down with Messi's father and agent in the upcoming month, although the spat with Abidal has provoked reports in England, Italy, France, and even Argentina that Messi could move to one of these countries. There has been scarcely any mention in Spain's top publications that a summer departure is on the card. Sky Sports News has been told that as captain, Messi felt compelled to speak out in defense of himself and the team, while also wanting to highlight that he does not call the shots at the club and that he feels public criticism from internal staff is not constructive. As a difficult week for the club draws to a close, the situation has calmed down following talks between Messi and club president Josep Maria Bartomeu, who had also spoken separately with Abidal. But while the future of Messi at Barcelona remains more or less assured, that of the Frenchman Abidal appears increasingly uncertain despite hanging onto his job this time. Let's also remind you that Abidal, a former Barcelona player himself for 6 years, faces a crucial summer transfer window as the club look to restore their dominance over Europe, especially if La Liga and another Champions League title slip through their grasp. Let's also hear as Pep Guardiola said something on Lionel Messi that is advising him to stay with the Spanish La Liga side.
He's playing from Barcelona, he will stay there. That is my wish, to stay in Barcelona. So I'm not going to talk about the players for the other club.
He would not talk about other players from other clubs. Meanwhile, yesterday in the La Liga, Deportivo Alaves, they won 2 goals to 1 against Eibar. And today, I think the first game is already in the second half. Levante are hosting Leganés, and Getafe will be taking on Valencia. That's by 4 o'clock. And by 6:30, Real Valladolid will take on Villarreal at Atletico Madrid do battle with Granada. That's by 9 o'clock. And tomorrow, Aristide Espanyol will take on Mallorca. Real Sociedad will do battle Athletic Bilbao. Osasuna will take on Real Madrid. Sevilla will travel to Celta Vigo. And Barcelona will also pay a visit to Real Betis. All right, guys, let's look at the problems, the whole saga in the Spanish La Liga. Who is our expert today from Spain? Timmy, you are our expert. So you tell us you were in the new camp. Tell us exactly what happened. Let's get the update from you. Is Messi right to come out to publicly also as well criticize the sporting director of the club, Eric Abidal, from what he said?
No very painful than a boss.
Okay.
The way people will be situated, you don't boss it. Not everywhere when mosquito perch, you go slap. There is part of anatomy of a man that mosquito will perch, you dare not touch it. Let it bite.
Explain, please.
Why nobody on earth as we speak, I'll repeat, nobody on earth as we speak has the kind of influence that Leo Messi has in Barcelona.
Okay.
In this world, Bartomeu, Xavi, Iniesta, living or dead as we speak. And there was a transition that was kind of cloudy, rugged. I've stayed here and I talked about how the Catalina fans, real Barca fans, wanted Ernesto Valverde out. But people came after he was sacked and looked at it. It was rude. In 2 years, 4 trophies. He won at least 1 trophy every single time. Yes, he got a lot of things wrong. But remember, Luis Suarez, Gerard Piqué, Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets, and Sergio Roberto. These are the top 5 man. Let me add Ben Leno. If you take Leno out and Ter Stegen out, the other 5 captains of Barcelona were strongly behind Valverde. That's one of the reasons why when people thought he was going to go, Barca kept him.
Okay.
Now, when he was sacked, it's unusual for a coach to be sacked, and top players in that club come out and speak openly that they are disappointed that he was sacked.
Okay.
It's rare before you see it happen. Luis Suarez spoke openly. Lionel Messi spoke openly. Now, they are going through a rocky part. Kiki Setien, I believe, he's changed their football. They are playing the better football now. Okay. Personally, because I see Barcelona game every single week. I don't miss a Barca game. But they've had 2 bad results. 2 days ago, they lost to Athletic Bilbao. They also lost to Valencia. They've had 2 bad results. Now, after losing to Valencia, you need to steady the ship. Then they steady the ship by beating. I think their last match they won 2-1. You understand? 2 fantastic goals by 2-1. By Ansu Fati.
Ansu Fati, he's got
the club, I think, actually got a consolation goal later. They were just coming back from a fantastic performance. Then Abidal goes to give a live interview. In that same interview, rocked the boat again. How did he rock the boat first? He talked about the way Valverde was sacked.
Yeah.
He didn't just end there. You now said there are some certain players, because of their closeness to Valverde or for whatever reasons, were not giving their 100% best. That's where he got it wrong. Then, 2 days later, Leo Messi was doing an interview and he was live on Instagram, was live on virtually all the internet, all the internet platform. And then when he was asked this question, and he said, and let me try and paraphrase him, he said normally he doesn't discuss things like this. But if Eric Abidal believes, as a former player, remember they were teammates, if he believes that there are people like that, then he should call out their names. Because if he doesn't do it, then he's tainting everybody. People will be second guessing, and it fuels an unnecessary rumor. Already, right now, the mood in the camp is that of topsy-turvy. Today, he can certain does well and everybody's happy, but the feeling of Valverde and the outrage that Luis Suarez in particular put up is still there. Remember, Valverde has his own track, horde of supporters. People are like, this man we are at the top of the league. They brought in Setien. Now where are they? They are the second, 3 points below Real Madrid. Something that has not happened for how long now? So suddenly, nerves are being frayed. Instead of you to calm the nerves as a former player, you go out there to make such statements. Lionel Messi was absolutely right. The next day after the thing happened, Bartomeu called him. I have to talk to you. Chances that you would go. chances are you would go. That's Eric Abida. Lionel Messi also the next day called the 3 vice captains of the team. Busquets was the first vice captain, and Piqué was the second vice captain, and Sergio Roberto, and included Stegen to a meeting, and everybody gave 100% support to Messi, which you don't try because you can't go against him. You can. I don't want to do stats, but we all know. Then the whole players came together and sat and spoke in one voice. If you believe somebody is tainting this club, somebody is not giving this 100, say it out. Eric Aguilar actually got his job back on, like, his job is on trade. They gave him assurance they're going to play. Then Bartomeu had to have a face-to-face connection, a face-to-face meeting with Leo Messi to show that this man is Barcelona as we speak. Even at the age of 32, Eric Abidal got it wrong. Stoichkov has spoken, Dugarry has spoken, and these are former, Dugarry spent just 6 months at Barcelona. Stoichkov is a living legend of Barcelona. Nobody. And when Pep Guardiola was talking about Leo Messi, he wasn't talking about Leo Messi as a Man City coach. He was talking about Leo Messi as a Barcelona fan. That's why he said he knows, he wishes that this man plays for Barcelona to the end of his career. Who doesn't want Man U have been just these few days, Man U have been linked to him. Juventus, even Ronaldo and co, they're like, people have started putting up lineup. How many goals will Ronaldo score if he gets to? Juventus have packaged a deal for him. I don't even want to quote numbers. It will be the Neymar deal will be child's play. You understand? But Pep has come out when he was asked. He said he knows, he wishes this man stays. He wasn't talking as the coach of Man City then. He was talking as a Barcelona fan.
All right, guys. Now the question is this: Eric Abida, we know. Okay, if we know that before Jose Mourinho lost his job at Manchester United, he came out to say he made 11 mistakes on a particular day, right? Some coaches do not like, or some people do not like calling names while they are conducting an interview or something. So now, is Eric Abidal wrong to have come out to make that, to for that interview to say something like that, or is Lionel Messi taking things out of context?
First of all, Eric Abidal is absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. You don't stray into the. When I was listening to that interview live, and immediately they got towards that part. I said, this guy is straying into dangerous waters. Immediately they asked him a question about that, and I started seeing the progression of his answer. I knew it was going to cause a major problem, and it eventually landed there. Look, there's a particular skill set that is expected of senior management staff or club senior management officials, and that is being politically savvy. And also, look, there are certain things you do not say about. You can just imagine a top someone. I mean, just use Today FM for example, and a senior management staff comes out to say something that might just say probably the sports gang are not some members. Today FM is where it is because some members of the department are not giving their best. That is a wrong statement for a senior management staff to make, and Eric Abidal making that statement was just terrible.
Indicting a lot of
terrible.
people.
I tell you, he's not expected of something or someone of such position.
And he's a former player.
He showed that without the shadow of that, he lacks that skill, the skill of being politically savvy. And he just made it obvious. When you say they've been a sore in Barcelona, and this fight between Eric Abidal and Lionel Messi somehow just tore off the bandage, and it has exposed the sore to a lot of persons. I think Lionel Messi did what every player in his position, every captain will do.
Okay.
Just mention the names. You say that players were not giving their all, they were not working hard under Ernesto Valverde. Mention the names of the players. That's all he's asking. I think and Lionel Messi responded in a very decent way. He did not go around insulting him, saying what did you do in your own career? You played for Abidal, you played for Barca as well. You simply get out just mention the name, so you don't come out and say every single player did not they're not giving their best. I think it was a very wrong statement from Abidal, and whether we like it or not, Abidal's days in that position, let him just start counting them. They are numbered already. You do not. There are some figures in certain organizations. Not just let them just make it a football issues. In certain organizations, there are some staff that you don't mess with, because if you mess with them, you might just get fired. And that's the situation with Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is a Barcelona living legend. He's still playing with the club and he's still developing his legacy. He's still creating legacies every single game he plays.
Okay.
You now make a statement like that, and a legend like Messi comes out to just tells you, okay, mention the names of persons. I think Abida should just start counting his days in that particular club, but he needs to develop that skill set. I think he's not a good management staff. He was probably a good player, but as a manager, occupying managerial positions, be it in any way, sporting director or club chairman, whatever he is or whatever he wants to be, I think he has not done a good job.
And for me, being political savvy, I have a little problem with that. I think say it the way it is. Name the players. If you know you're going to say it, just name the players. Simple. Go straight. If you say, Lionel Messi, you're not giving your best. And Jordi Alba, you are not playing well. What is happening? What is going on? Some of our players here, like this name, they are not doing well. That should be straight to the point. And definitely players will sit up. They will know that someone is actually looking at them. That's why he's a member of the management staff. And that should be on one side. Then secondly, I think he's one of the biggest problems of Barcelona.
Okay.
I will say this. First of all, January transfer was open. You didn't make any major signings in places that you know that you have loopholes, especially the striking position. There was no striker when Suarez got injured, and you didn't replace Suarez. There are so many signings he has made since he became sporting directors that have not been spot on. A typical example is that of Malcolm. Malcolm. So many players have spent a whole lot of money without achieving much. They have given you a whole lot of money and he has not done much as sporting director. That is his job, to get in and recruit players. Go out there, do deals with coaches. Imagine you giving him the chance to go out there to Qatar and convince Xavi, and you could not convince Xavi. That's your job. You're not doing your job properly, and you're there blaming other people, and you're not even naming names.
I actually wanted to talk about the Xavi issue when he was talking. Like, that's where the whole genesis. This is not just this. Players talked extensively about his signing. He failed to sign. Not only did he sign, he didn't stamp his foot down. Some players shouldn't go. Carles Anina has gone to Real Betis. Todibo has gone to Germany. You understand? Carles Perez has gone to Roma. There are some players people actually felt, as we speak now, senior players in Barca team are just 19. Senior players in Barca team are just 19. That's one of the fewest in the whole of the top 5 leagues in Europe. Then talk about the
what about the progression of the junior team?
Then talk about the Xavi issue. Okay, Dembele was in the UAE. You understand? Xavi coach is there. Now you went to UAE in the guise of saying Dembele, but we all knew it was to convince Xavi. Now when pictures of you and Xavi came online first, what did you do to debunk it? So you now put Valverde under the spotlight, because those pictures even came before Valverde was eventually sacked. You understand? Now the particular game that Valverde was sacked, the game against Atletico when in Saudi Arabia, UAE, when Atletico beat Barca. Again, was one of, I think it was this season. It's been Barca's best game under Valverde. The game they finally lost 2-1, 3-2. They actually lost 3-2 that particular game. But because of the rumors that was settled them, Eric Abidal he didn't put himself forward to quash the rumors. Eventually made people ask Xavi. Xavi first of all even denied it. He only said Dembele. They are actually, remember, people should remember they were teammates and all that. He came to visit Dembele and they bumped into each other. But because people took exclusive pictures of them, he now fell on the foot of Xavi. Xavi was the one that now put everything out on the table. So people have not even forgiven him on that particular matter. Okay. Then you go a step forward to blame a team.
Now that's not just all Abidal has done. You look at this, how do I put it? These stories about Barcelona signing Neymar. This is his job. He has not done himself any favor by not debunking it or by not putting an end to it. Because now all we have is a merry-go-round. We back and sign Neymar. Every single transfer window, Barca will sign Neymar. Neymar will come back. I mean, you are just feeding the dreams of a delusional person. Simply put it out straight. You are not going to sign Neymar. And he went for that. He was just interviewed few months back and asked if Barca are interested in signing Neymar. And he said signing Neymar is not impossible. Why do that? This guy is not doing his job at all. And then the one that doesn't concern him. Because I don't think your issue, the main reason why we were brought to Barcelona in that position is to help them with their recruitment, with the signings. You're not doing your own job. Then you're talking about why they sacked another coach. How is it your business? I mean, I'm saying his days are numbered in Barcelona.
Let's go back to the four lines and get to hear what they have to say. Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
Good afternoon. It's Olamide. I'm calling back again.
All right, Olamide, go on with your thoughts.
I want to speak with that man that is countered Adidas.
Okay.
Let me tell him something. Messi is not the owner of the Barcelona.
Okay.
I get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The man said the players are not doing well. Why is he only the one that is complaining?
He's the captain.
Okay. Okay.
He's not the only player in the team. After all, Abida is not his mate in the football career, even in that Barcelona.
Okay.
Why must he be only the one complaining? And that man is complaining about Abida.
All right.
We can talk. He's his senior brother.
Okay.
Let him not judge like that again.
All right. Thank you so much, Olamide, for your thought on the show. Hello, good afternoon to you. We lost that one.
Abida is not his mate. I think that's an insult
in
to
football career. Yeah, that's what he said. All right, keep your thoughts coming through. But before I go back to the phone lines, let me give you the answer to the question I asked you guys. That you guys cannot even give me the answer.
Thank you. Browser.
Before I go, let me just go. Back to the phone. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Yes. I think I already did some already this afternoon.
We answered that greeting again.
Let me tell you a little story about who is Abida.
But keep it short, kwa.
Is a Barcelona player that almost died playing for Barcelona. And Barcelona abandoned him to his fate, and he took the grace of God and his best friend to donate a kidney. That is why that man is still living today. And for just to save their faith, Barcelona now gave Abidal sporting director when people have cried on how Barcelona abandoned him when he needed them most. That was why Barcelona compensated Abidal for that role of
Obina, let me just say one thing.
Let him finish, then you give us your thoughts.
I will say when you're done, I'll tell you something.
Let him finish. Go on, Obina.
That is who is Abidal.
Okay.
And now, like one of my brothers said, what Abidal said? Did he say Lionel Messi? And if we say not to call name, we know that even coaches hardly call name when criticizing their team. So all of us know that we can never mention names. But what he made was a general statement.
Okay.
And you people tell me that Ronaldo is arrogant. Now, who is more arrogant? Did he mention the name of Messi?
All right, Obina.
The funny thing is that why would Abida be invited by Barcelona board? Because he made a harmless statement, and the almighty Messi have refused to change it all his life. To have stuck in one state because of he made Messi answered him, and Barcelona invited a man.
All right, Obina.
Like Abidal.
Okay, Obina.
Messi is now the arrogant person that we know between.
All right, Obina. Thank you so much. Thank you. As quick as possible.
Yeah, before a caller comes in, first of all, it wasn't kidney problem; it was liver problem. Like, number two, Barcelona has no right to go and donate liver to him. Number three, even the period that he was out, his contract was even up. He wasn't cut out of contract. I'll go to number 4, 5, 6,
Hello,
7,
good
8.
afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Yes, Simon. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Doctor,
yes.
This discussion we are discussing now. Let us look into it very, very well.
Okay.
I will concur with Obina. This time around, I will agree with Obina.
Okay.
We are only using this thing now as a public statement because it's Messi that is concerned.
Yeah.
Let's assume now it is in Manchester United or maybe Arsenal that they are sporting director say something like this.
Okay.
This will not even have any meaning.
Okay.
It's because it's Barcelona and it's consigned Messi. The truth here is that, like some of you said, that Abida should have come out and mentioned them. If he mentioned them, it will still be the work. It's just like a coach that will come and just as Obina said, now a coach, when a coach wants to criticize his team, he say, this person did not do well, this person did not do well. If the team are not doing well, the coach will just go on and say, my team, my boys did not play to the instruction.
Okay.
So out of that, my boys might be only three players or 4 players. But the truth is about the conclusion, the truth is that Abida is a gunner now. He's just a gunner. Because Barcelona, they are worshiping Messi. So there is nothing. Even if the best coach in the world cannot come there and they say anything against Messi.
Okay.
So that is why if you know the club that you are serving, you know how you are still going to follow the politics. So everything gets politics. So there is politics and everything, including Barcelona.
Okay.
So if they cannot play Messi politics, you know how you are going to arrange your wealth. The kind of wealth that you even Guardiola, mighty Guardiola cannot go there and play with Messi. They will sack Guardiola instead of Messi.
Okay.
So that is what I want to say. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Simon. Okay, quickly, your point for any caller comes in.
Yes, any caller, just come.
Caller is already calling. They don't want to even finish it. Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
Yeah, today. It's Matthew from Minnesota.
All right, Matthew, go on with your thoughts.
Even as a coach, it is wrong to say that kind of statement. Some coach guys say that kind of statement, and it's not to tell you as a coach, you don't come out and say things about your how is that? He's not a coach. He has no business saying what he takes. If he was a coach, I would say, yeah, okay, you're a coach, you can say this kind of thing.
Okay.
This people will not play for you, but he's not a coach. He has no business. Saying those people should get the facts right.
Okay.
Abida has problems. He has this. Abida is not a legend in Baka. He was not a legend. Yes,
okay.
Fine, but he was not a legend in Baka. You cannot spend 6 days in Baka and say that you are not a legend. You're not a legend.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon. Today's Sports Live.
Hello.
Yes, go on with your name and where you're calling us from.
It's Joshua.
All right, Joshua, go on with your thoughts.
Yeah, the painful truth is that even the mighty ones in Barcelona can be humbled.
Okay.
The thing is, the influence around Barcelona is too much. That's why these things are happening.
All right.
If it is in a club like Chelsea now, or let me say Arsenal now, that the sporting director will come up and see this type of thing, nobody will talk. We take it as a normal thing.
All right.
But because it's happening in Barcelona, we know we have Lionel Messi. What is Lionel Messi doing? What is he doing in that Barcelona? Imagine Barcelona losing to Liverpool. Wait now, imagine Barcelona losing to Liverpool 4-0. When Liverpool just were not there, Liverpool so and Messi was there, Suarez was there. The time they need a coach that will come and substitute Messi, substitute Suarez.
Okay.
Bring in new people. All these players have been there for too long.
Okay.
The influence is too much. I don't see Barca carrying any other trophy. Messi should drop, Suarez should drop. We know they are legends. We are tired of them. These people should come up.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Okay, go on with your thoughts.
The person that said that Abida is not a legend. Abida is a legend.
Okay.
And Abida is the sporting director of Barcelona. He has every right to say anything he wants to say.
All right.
But Barcelona is Messi. Messi is Barcelona.
Okay.
Without Messi, Barca is nothing.
Okay.
Messi is a colossus. It's a colossus. So, if we are trying to say that, if we are saying something, know them. Know the people that are not playing well. They don't want to name them. Started generalizing issues. Let it name them. It's a coward.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. But before Simi continues, the answer to your question is Manchester United and Manchester City 2017-2018.
All right. Browsers. Anyways, let me. This is for Obina and the other thing for Simon. I don't know your names, but let me just call names first. First of all, remember Obina and any other person. Most of the time I try to talk as factually as possible. Like I try to, even if I don't do the browsing stuff, but I actually try to. Doctor says I actually try to. Abida had liver problem, not kidney problem. That's number one. Number two, Barcelona, you don't expect Barcelona to take somebody's liver. It doesn't work that way. He did a liver transplant. They don't, because that's the ultimate support they would have given. So it doesn't work that way. They stood by him. His contract wasn't cancelled for over a year that he went through that. In short, he even got, I think he came back. And that particular season, Barca won the Champions League.
Yeah.
The final match to receive the Champions League trophy was against Man United. Yeah. I think Cardiff City.
Wembley.
No, Wembley. The stadium in Wales. The stadium in Wales. The stadium. Is Cardiff City. There's a stadium in Wales. Carlos Puyol actually had a a mimic captain band. If you check that particular match, that is the second Champions League final that two persons have lifted as the captain. Barcelona he was prepared. If we beat Man United, two persons who lift. Abida wore a captain band, Puyol wore the captain band. Two of them lifted that trophy together. That trophy in that particular game ended 3-1. Barcelona beating Man United. Also, remember, Barca had no business if they wanted to cut it out because his case wasn't issue of defibrillation, he had issue and all that. But they stuck with him throughout his thing. After that, he played one more season, I think. Yeah. Actually, that was his final season. He retired after because of the heart issues. Now, to start with, there's nothing Barca would have done differently. Remember, Kanu Wanko signed from Ajax to Inter Milan, 1996, and going on. Immediately after the Atlanta Olympic Games, it was discovered that they had heart issues. Inter Milan still stuck with him because you've signed the contract. Not only Kanu Wanko, people that know football. Take a man back to 2002. There's a particular Senegalese Kalilou Fadiga. Same Inter Milan. Yeah. Even the Aston Villa boy before that came from Celtic, Petrov. That from Celtic to Aston Villa was their captain until Aston Villa got relegated. His own was leukemia. Our own Kali came Wolves. So there's nothing. Club will back you and
now
pay
recently
your salary.
Ajax with Blind.
Even the other Ajax Moroccan that's in the friendly fainted till now he's not back to his feet. It's the same thing. So there's no, if you want to argue, don't twist the thing around to make it look like that's number one. Oh God.
You're saying number one.
No.
Hello, good afternoon. Today's Sports Live. I give you time. You're saying number one. Continue, my brother. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. This is Joseph calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Joseph. Continue with your thoughts.
I don't vex.
I just want to mention that Messi is becoming something else in Barca.
Okay.
So he's a very good player. That cannot be.
He's the best player the world I've seen.
No, I think that's your own opinion.
All right, go on. Yes.
Even in Barcelona, my own best player of all time is Ronaldinho.
Okay.
Messi just was opportune to play with good players like Xavi, Iniesta, and the rest of them.
Wow.
All right. Hello?
Very well.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can go on.
Yeah, the statement that Abidal made was a common statement that has been made by sporting directors.
Just give me an instance. I want to hear one instance. I want to hear. People have been saying this same thing.
I'm calling Edu of Arsenal.
Yes. Mm-hmm. What did he say?
In interviews, he had criticized the certain players of not living up to expectation. You can Google it and confirm it. So players saying a sporting director saying that players are not performing well. He didn't mention anybody's name. And I want to ask you now, if he had mentioned somebody's name, would it not have been worse? If he had mentioned somebody's name. He said he should mention somebody's name. But he didn't. He criticized the team as a whole. And Barca is not performing well. So Messi should calm down. And I want to say that if Messi leaves Barca will not die because other great players have played and have gone. Barca has been there. If he leaves, Barca will still continue.
All right. Thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon. Today's Sports Live. We lost that one. Meanwhile, the game involving Crystal Palace and Everton ended 3-1 in favor of Everton. The last goal came from Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and it ended 3-1 in favor of Everton. Hello, good afternoon. Today's Sports Live.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon to you. Your name and where you calling us from?
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes, my name is Chukwuebuka from Ruibo.
All right, Chukwuebuka, go on.
To me, Adeheli. Thank you very much for participating.
Good afternoon.
These chieftains will kill us with their wrong information. They will kill us. I remember that game vividly. It was like yesterday. I remember that game vividly. It was 2-0. That was the only time I've seen Messi score a header in that final. That Carlos Puyo and Abidal,
lifted a trophy.
Yes. I remember that game like yesterday. So I don't know. Them and their fans every day they are giving us fans. The chieftain in Nigeria, Manchester United chieftain in Nigeria. I don't understand. So for me, people should come out with rice fat. Don't come out every day fat. They call Liverpool now, they will jump up and start dancing. Give up. So for me, give us right fat. Don't tell me fat. At the end of the day, you want to stand politically correct. You want to give us some fat. Right. Every time. So give us what is real, give us what is original. Don't come and cook something and because you want to win an argument.
Okay. Thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're no photocopy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We are there. Happy weekend.
We should say go on with your thoughts.
I think Abidal issue at the Messi. I think no player is bigger than a club or a president.
Okay.
Messi is a successful footballer, not a successful businessman or a successful in terms of administration. So you should understand that, and a club only make a player. A player doesn't make a club.
Okay.
Look at Hazard. Hazard was everywhere in Chelsea. Where is Hazard now?
He has gone.
Ronaldo was everywhere in Madrid. When it comes to the time, Ronaldo needs Madrid to increase his salary. In everything that Ronaldo was, they refused to increase his salary.
Okay.
If he was that big, they would have kept him with any amount.
All right.
So no matter how successful you are as a student, you can't be bigger than the ASU or the lecturer or the professor. So Messi should understand that and put himself right.
Okay.
We have a lot of players in Barcelona before him that done successfully. The likes of Ronaldinho, they tried their best and were able they drop trophies. So he's not the only person that dropped a trophy in the club or win them Champions League. He hasn't done anything new.
All
He
right.
should be humble.
Okay.
That is my take for now.
Thank you so much, Victor. Update some every other European team.
Well, yes, of course, in the English Premier League, the game between Everton and Crystal Palace and 3-1 by 6:30 p.m. It will be Brighton and Hove Albion up against Watford. And in the Spanish La Liga, one game already concluded, that's between Levante and Leganés, then 2-0 by 4 p.m. Getafe will take on Valencia, Valladolid will be up against Villarreal, and Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano will face Granada. In the Italian Serie A, one game ongoing, that's between Fiorentina and Atalanta, still goalless in that particular one, and by 6 p.m. we'll see Torino up against Sampdoria, and by 8:45 it will be Verona up against Juventus. By in just 4 minutes time, close to 5 games will be played in the German Bundesliga. Schalke 04 will take on SC Paderborn, Hertha Berlin will be up against Mainz 05, Freiburg would face Hoffenheim, Wolfsburg would entertain Fortuna Düsseldorf, it will be Werder Bremen up against FC Union Berlin, and by 6:30 p.m. Leverkusen will be up against Borussia Dortmund. In the French Ligue 1, no game played yet, but by 5:30 p.m. Marseille will be up against Toulouse.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, good afternoon to you today, Sports Live.
All
right, Simon, go on with your thoughts.
I want to start by thanking my brother that explained some things there. Mention my name and do be. But what I want to just say here is, I just want to say this. I'm not arguing about whether Sasa abandoned Abidal during his illness or not. It's not what I'm saying. That one is none of my business. But what I'm saying now concerning this thing now, and that's why at the end of the day I say that for me, Abda is a gunner. Because then Messi is on time. But if you are telling me that Abida did the work, say that my own opinion answer will be I disagree with it.
Okay.
That some other people will do it, or even the worst thing in some other club, and they will go for free. That's why I say he played in politics. So far, Messi is mentioned. Any person, including the coach, anybody that is working there. Maybe I will legally club chairman because they are the directors of the club.
Okay.
But if you talk of other players, including players there, Suarez cannot not come out and say anything concerning anyhow thing concerning Messi. Suarez will go the next season. So
okay.
That is just all
right.
So that what is Messi there?
All right.
That is the only thing. But if you are telling me that what Abida did is all that, I will say no.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, we lost our call. Timmy, I'm not sure I want to give you time for you to come and answer just one.
I
You
no.
You
I was supposed
took
to, sorry, because I was talking and somebody called. Now Simon has gone back to what I was saying.
Please go back to number 2 today.
Yes, number 2. I'll just quick number 2. Number 2. People actually started watching football recently, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but people actually think this is the best Barcelona team. It's only the best Barcelona team in history because there's a certain person in it, and that's Leo Messi. If you check the Barcelona team of 1994, you will know that it was even more star-studded. Even the Barcelona team of 95-96 season, which had a certain original Ronaldo, were more star-studded. Played better football, but they didn't have that factor, which is Messi. Oh God.
Timmy, I want to correct something.
Okay.
I don't know why people keep saying original and no original. There's no original. There's no fake.
Okay.
They are all Ronaldo,
Okay,
but you can call it his own Ronaldo and another Ronaldo. Let us not use fake and there's no fake or be original and no original.
Why can't you allow me to say my original?
No. It's not. No, we shouldn't do it like that. Okay, someone else is answering to me somewhere. Someone older than you are, or someone that has done something.
It doesn't
great.
make him the original. I'm not saying it's Ronaldo
original and
because
original.
Of his age.
No. Okay. That's what I'm saying. We should not use original and fake or something.
Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo.
Thank you.
Let me go back to the Brazilian Ronaldo. So I'm saying Barcelona as a team, and anybody that's watched football way back will know that you've had better teams. I don't want to call players word for word, position by position, better team compared to what Messi is in now, even include his service time when Messi was playing. But there was one factor that was missing, and that factor is Leo Messi. Before Leo Messi burst into the scene of Barcelona, Barcelona had just one Champions League victory. 1991, Ronald Koeman. 1992, Ronald Koeman. Now that Messi is in the scene, they have 5. It means that when Messi was playing, they've got 4 already. When Barcelona, before Messi broke into the Barcelona team, the gap between them and Real Madrid when it comes to trophy was almost 20. Now they are topping Real Madrid with over 10. It's just one person. Know how you want to look at it. In the history of football, Barcelona football, that is a legend. Let's not take it away. If you play for a club side, play for over 2 seasons, you're automatically a legend. Even if you do just 6 months, or you score some important goals, you're a legend.
So, Timmy, can I just ask you one question? Why
before you ask me that question, people are saying he didn't do anything wrong. And I asked somebody like, where has he done it? They said Edu has not done anything like that. No sporting director has the right. If he was Kike Setien, the coach, just like Victor said, that comes out to say certain players were underperforming because it was very the word, we would understand. No sporting director, and I'll repeat again, somebody said Edo, and it's not correct. I don't need to go online to check it. No sporting director has come out.
All right. Now my question is this: you said you made mention of Messi being everything, Barcelona, yes, everything. So if Messi came out to say something that he isn't supposed to say, are we going to be sitting down here to criticize him or say, don't try?
The problem is that he didn't come out to say what he
I'm not using this as a contest.
First of all,
you are saying
Abidam misyan. Let me use it. He misyan. He overspoke. Remember, Victor has reeled out some. I've added some. I don't even want to talk about the sale of Coutinho. Barcelona wanted Coutinho far gone. He couldn't strike that deal. Bringing back Neymar. It's over 5 things he has already done. So his primary assignment, he's failing woefully. Let me borrow demonically. Then you want to.
All right. If we keep talking about this, we'll come up for here. Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling us from?
This is Prince Charles coming from Port Harcourt.
All right, Prince Charles, go on with your thoughts.
Yeah, presenter just said Barcelona is leading Real Madrid in terms of La Liga.
No, he did not say that. Trophy cabinet, not La Liga.
Okay, trophy cabinet.
Yeah.
Yes. I think La Liga title, Real Madrid is still leading. Real Madrid is 33, Barcelona is 26-27.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon to you. We lost that one. Meanwhile, before we go, I'm not going back to even Barcelona again, Seth. Now let's go to the Serie A and talk about that derby. Who is our Italian correspondent here? Victor, you are. Okay, now, the Milan derby. We know this derby over time. It has lost the hype. It has lost everything. Derby della Madonnina, the derby for a long time. We no longer heard about it. But before that, let's save you results of game played in the Serie A yesterday. Roma lost at home to Bologna. That was 3-2. And today, Victor run that out for you guys. Today, Fiorentina will be taking on Atalanta. And then Torino will do battle with Sampdoria, while Juventus will travel to Verona. Tomorrow, Spa will do battle with Sassuolo. Brescia will take on Udinese. Genoa will do battle with Cagliari. Napoli will play host to Lecce. Parma will do battle with Lazio. And Inter Milan will take on AC Milan. Now, Victor, quickly, has the appointment of coaches helped in this particular derby? Looking at the fact that beforehand, we know this clash was everything you want to think of. Now, things went bad for both sides. We didn't get to see how in this derby for a long time. Now, they've brought in Gattuso for AC Milan. No, not Gattuso. Gattuso is with Napoli as well. And then now for Inter Milan, they do have a serial winner who is Antonio Conte. Are we going to say the coaching appointment has helped this particular derby in any way?
Well, we've not seen the derby yet, but we assume it will help the derby. For me, I think one reason why I would say the derby might just be getting back, probably just a little. I mean, this is the biggest hype I've seen of the Milan derby in close to 3-4 more than 5 years. This is the biggest hype of the Milan derby. It's not because of the coaches. It's because of one man, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. No matter how you want to put it, I remember when Zlatan moved from Inter Milan to AC Milan. That but the next derby where he played, it was a big one. It was a massive one. There were so many boos, so many fans. I mean, it was crazy atmosphere everywhere. And that's just because of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. This is one man that has played for both sides of Milan, and right now he's back again playing for AC Milan. Is the main reason why the derby is having that hype. He's having not that hype, but he's having a similar hype.
It's not there yet, but it's gradually growing.
Yeah. But then, if we get to see how this one pans out, I think it will just help the derby a lot. This is a rivalry that has been there for years. We're talking for decades. This rivalry has gone for over 30 years. Almost 100 years of. It's a big derby. Growing up, I had a cousin who was a big supporter of AC Milan, and because of her, she's a female, and she's still supporting AC Milan. Because of her, I started watching AC Milan games, and you need to see her whenever it's time for the Milan derby, Inter Milan versus AC Milan. She just goes haywire. Because of that, I've loved the derby so much, but I have to say it's been really disappointing in recent times. Although Inter Milan have won more derby matches, I would love to see how this one pans out. Apart from the fact that, apart from the wins, is the entire atmosphere. What comes with this particular match? The fans, the rivalry. We know it goes beyond just getting all 3 points. It's the bragging right that is at stake in this particular game, and I think we might just be getting that this season. That should be tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. But now let's look at how far AC Milan has fallen behind AC Milan in recent times.
Inter Milan.
In recent times. Priye?
Yeah.
Should we say the signings for both sides have not been helpful over the years when it comes to the derby?
I think, first of all, as I'm even saying this now, there's goosebumps all over my body, because I remember the brilliant game I saw many years ago between Inter Milan and AC Milan back in the days of the Argentine and versatile player. I'm talking about Zanetti, the likes of Cambiaso, Materazzi, strikers like Zlatan Ibrahimovic when he was quite younger. AC Milan, you think of Abruzzini, Gattuso. These are men that were playing football, the likes of Pello. These were men playing soccer. And I think anytime you see the Milan derby, everybody will just sit down. You're off the Premier League. You don't think about any other league. You just center on that. I think they lost it when started having mediocre players into their ranks. Then they had the problem of the owner of AC Milan, Berlusconi, the former prime minister. They started having all these issues, and the club started crumbling when the daughter took over powers and all. They started having financial issues, couldn't pay and struggle selling the club and all that. Are we going to sell? Are we going to still keep the club? All those stuff. It actually cost them a whole lot. AC Milan, 7-time Champions League winner. They have it on their ground. We know what Inter did in the stretch. I think it was 4 Serie A titles.
6 or 7.
A lot of Serie A titles in the stretch. So I think they have lost the glory, but it will come back definitely with what Inter is doing now, with the kind of signing Inter Milan are doing right now. They're actually getting it right. And because we all know Italian football, some people say these guys are not quite young. The players that Inter Milan are getting, it's not a long-term plan. But we all know Italian football. They can actually buy a 34-year-old player and you do great for 2 seasons. And you see that hype and that excitement. So I think it's an emotional game, definitely. It's beyond just football. It's going to be emotional. So I think Inter Milan, DC Milan, possibly in the next 2-3 years, I like what Inter Milan are doing, and especially Inter Milan, and AC Milan are also picking up, bringing in Zlatan Ibrahimovic. What he has done to the team, not just scoring goals. I think he has not scored much goals, but the leadership is quite key. Yeah, the leadership is quite key. He has been controlling the dressing room, talk to the players for them to know what it means for you to wear that AC Milan jersey, which is very key. So I think they are going to grow with time. So for the fans, don't be scared that you're saying old guys. That's how the Italian league always is. They will just go and pick a 34-year-old player, 33, 30, and the guy will come come there and do magic. So definitely, I think the derby will definitely grow, possibly in the next 3 to 4 seasons.
And just in Dorcas, I mean, the last 2 Milan derbies, or the last 3 Milan derbies has gone to favor of Inter Milan.
Yeah.
The last time when AC Milan signed Zlatan, back to back they won the Milan derby. AC Milan won the Milan derby back to back. I think they even went on that season to win the Scudetto.
On that Allegri,
yeah. So it might just be the good luck charm for them. Probably because of Zlatan, you might just be seeing AC Milan win the Milan derby for the first time in close to 5 games that both teams have played.
All right, so we are still looking at how far AC Milan has fallen behind Inter Milan. Has off the field problems affected this derby in some sort? Looking at AC Milan particularly, looking at all the problems they've gone through off the pitch administratively, has that affected this derby in any way?
Obviously, without a shadow of a doubt, obviously, everything has made AC Milan fall this far off below the zenith of Italian football is just, it has to do with off the field issues. Berlusconi, he moved it to Galliani.
Yeah.
He moved it like he was still managing it, but because he was the prime minister, he couldn't hold up with it. Moved to Galliani, tried to sell to a Chinese. It didn't go too well. They made Marquis Stein, spent big money. They went into bankruptcy issues. They were going to be relegated and all that. They fought their way out. Now they're even serving one. Remember, they qualified for the Europa League, but they couldn't play and all that because of issues. And it's all boiled down now. It's always issues outside the pitch that cause a disparity in these games. There was a period it was AC Milan dominating not just Italian football, but European even world football. Okay. At that period, the late 80s, early 90s, they had a walkover over a certain Inter Milan until a particular Ronaldo, let me not call him original, he now changed. It tilted the balance for like 2 seasons, you understand? But he got injured. His injury made AC Milan again to take the mantle. Now, after Milan lost their steam with the Berlusconi scandal and issue of money, Inter Milan, remember, famously went on the run of Scudetto title of 7. Went from Mancini to Mourinho to, I think, even this former Liverpool
Rafa
Benitez or Cooper, the former Valencia coach. Yeah. So they all won for like 7 before Antonio Conte took Juventus back to the Serie A and did magic. It was even Didier Deschamps took them from Serie B to Serie A, did magic with them. Antonio came there, won 3 titles in a row, and everything tilted. Now, off the field, because financially you cannot compare this particular Inter side to AC Milan. Financially, Inter Milan right now, as we speak, are head and shoulders above Inter Milan, above AC Milan. Number 2, they are more stable. They've brought in a seasoned head, somebody who knows his way around winning trophies. He's won trophies. Every single club besides Barry, he's won for Chelsea, he's won for Juventus. He took a mediocre Italian team to one of the standard teams in the 2006 and 2016 Euros. So he's somebody that knows his way around football. Okay. He has brought in stability. They've got better players compared to the last 3, 4, 5 seasons. That was almost a Mauro Icardi show. Now they had made way with Icardi. They are playing well. They are scoring. Yes, a couple of games that they should have won. I think they drew 3 in a row. He opened the gap, but you cannot compare this Inter Milan team to this AC Milan team. Okay. Quality-wise, they are not. But just like Victor said, rightly, there's a particular spark, and it's all tied to a particular Swedish man from Malmo. His name is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. All right,
I wouldn't be here when the game will be, playing tomorrow. So yes, it's my opportunity to ask you guys your predictions for tomorrow. Not me preview.
Yeah, AC Milan, Inter Milan. It's going to be a 2-0 victory for Inter Milan.
Victor?
I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I see it 4-2 or 4-3 for Inter.
You try, you. Timmy.
Inter Milan wins this. I'm a huge AC Milan fan, but I have to be real. Inter wins this.
Okay, you can also call us and give us your thoughts. But then in the Bundesliga yesterday, Eintracht Frankfurt, they defeated Augsburg 5-0 today by 3:30. Schalke 04 will take on Paderborn 07. Hertha Berlin will take on Mainz 05. Freiburg will take on Hoffenheim. Wolfsburg will do battle for Fortuna Düsseldorf, and Werder Bremen will take on FC Union Berlin. By 6:30, Bayer Leverkusen will take on Borussia Dortmund. And tomorrow, Borussia Mönchengladbach will take on FC Cologne. FC Bayern Munich will do battle with RB Leipzig. Let's go back to the phone lines and get your thoughts. Hello, good afternoon to you. Yes, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling us from? All right, go ahead.
The derby game between Inter Milan and AC Milan the spark is no longer there.
Okay.
when I was a child, I used to watch them. I used to watch them that time. Franco Baresi,
Maldini.
Who again? All those Gattuso used to fight that time.
The fighter.
True.
The fighter. He's a good footballer, but he's a fighter also.
Okay.
So now you can see how the team. Man United is even better taste in the land now.
Okay.
I don't even watch their game again because when I switch on my television, I just listen to it, I just come and just come up.
All right.
The start is not that there. The that itself is just people get there and watch because of that the Ibrahimovic and that's all.
Oh, okay.
It still don't die.
All right. Thank you so much. In League 1 yesterday on J, they lost at home to Lille, 2-0, and our own Victor Osimhen, he got a goal in that one. Today, you see Marseille take on Toulouse. Dion would take on Nantes, men to do battle with Bordeaux. Rennes would take on Brest-Nice to do battle with Nimeya, while Amiens would take on Monaco, and tomorrow Montpellier will take on Saint-Etienne, and Strasbourg will do battle with Reims, while Paris Saint-Germain will take on Lille. I'm kind of like very surprised for a man that got injured after his birthday on Monday, then he's now training. How many days injury is that? What kind of injury is that? Are we talking about?
I think it was a minor thing.
Okay.
I just think it was a minor thing. Not something major off the field, so maybe something really, really minor.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon to you. Hello? Yes, Simon. Go on with your thoughts.
Well, for my own Minande,
Uh-huh.
the one that I enjoyed, Ronaldo de Rima, Inter Milan.
Thank you, my brother.
Taribo West.
Mhm.
Taribo West.
Yeah.
Ronaldo de Rima, Taribo West. That is AC Milan. And in that time, but the debut was very, very, very hot that time.
Okay.
That will be fighting everybody. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon. We lost that
Taribo
one.
played for both clubs, right?
Yeah, he did. He played for both clubs. Do you have any messages coming through?
Yes, we have some messages coming through. This message is from Chimobi. He says, according to ESPN, Manchester United are the most favored teams in terms of VAR decisions.
Okay.
So what is all this noise about Liverpool? The kind of saga that happened between Man City and Tottenham were to involve Liverpool? Okay, he says some persons would have written Lamentations chapter 6. Just 6 wins and we are winning. Meanwhile, in the WhatsApp portal, we have a message talking about Lionel Messi. He said football directors of other clubs have made comments much stronger than what Eric Abidal said, but it didn't raise this kind of dust like this. It's simply because Messi is involved. Barcelona have reduced its level in the way they treat matters that concerns Messi. They have allowed Messi to become bigger than the club. That is very unfortunate. Are you telling me a person in the position of a football director cannot make an observation? He noticed that Bakar isn't doing well and observed that the players aren't giving enough. Is anything wrong with that? Let's stop making Messi more important than he is. He is not the founder of Barcelona. When he leaves Barca, we will still be there.
Hello, good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
Yes, Doctor, I call again.
All right, Opina, go on.
First, I want to ask one question.
Okay.
The sporting director and the coach, who is more influential in the team?